Attorney and school shooting expert Jack Thompson is now with me. Jack, good morning to you. We spoke on Monday afternoon by telephone when we were still learning about these details. Take me through this. He wore sunglasses all the time, even indoors, played a song repeatedly in his iPod called Collective Soul. Sorry, the song is called Shine by the group Collective Soul. He exuded loneliness, never made eye contact, spoke in a whisper. Put this together for a profile.
Well, let me mention one thing that we talked about at 3:10 on Monday before we even knew who the shooter was, Bill. If you recall, I told you and your audience that the likelihood was strong that the shooter here at Virginia Tech was an obsessive video gamer who probably trained himself on a shooter game, as is Klebold and Harris did, as Michael Carneal in Paducah, Jeffrey Weiss in Red Lake. I could go on for 40 minutes citing these schools so that are like the battlefields of the Civil War. We know them by their names. It turns out in that interview, Bill, I mentioned the game Counter-Strike. The reason I did that is the worst school shooting in history prior to Monday was at the hands of Robert Steinhauser, Erfurt, Germany, killed 16, trained on the game Counter-Strike, an online Microsoft shooter game, incredibly violent. Law enforcement in Germany determined the connection, and frankly, it changed the election for chancellor in Germany in a debate over these games. We now learn in the Washington Post this morning that Cho was an obsessive player of the game Counter-Strike.
Jack, let me stop you there.
Yeah.
I was made aware of that, and I went back to that article and found no reference to it. We've been Googling and searching this Washington Post article all morning and can't find the reference point. What we're hearing, Jack, I just want to be clear on this. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I want to be right about it. We have found that the bloggers are now reporting the Washington Post pulled that information out of their article. Have you heard that?
No, if you could. I don't know about that. I can tell you what I did when I got to your Fox News Bureau here in Miami on 79th Street, where I'm sitting right now. Your producer here said, we can't seem to find it. I said, okay. I went to WashingtonPost.com. I went to their search window, put in Counter-Strike, and there it is. So maybe they pulled it out of the body of the article, but it's there in the summary of the article. I was doing a KGO.
Okay, all right. Your point's well taken on that. A few of the things I just want to go through here quickly.
Yeah, sure.
His mannerisms and his characteristics. I mean, this guy fit a profile, and the teachers were alerted to him 2 years ago. And they sought counseling for him, and he simply refused. What happened in this case ultimately is that the police said, we can't do anything because he has not threatened anyone. Does that fly for you?
Well, listen, no, because in Paducah, where I represented the parents in that school shooting, and that was December 1 of 1997, there were kids in the school who knew something was going to happen that day. They didn't say anything. Teachers knew there was a problem. They didn't do anything. People have asked me, when are we going to finally get it? And I have said since Paducah, quote, we're going to finally get it. We're going to start intercepting these events when there is an event so cataclysmic that everybody gets it. And here it is. This is the 9/11 of school shootings.
Jack Thompson,
and the video.
Thank you for your time today. I apologize we're short on time. We're trying to squeeze in some other news before these press conferences begin. Thank you, Jack. Live in Miami.
Thank you.
All right.